Okay, let's cut to the chase. 2001 Buick Regal GS with the driver information center. We are going to replace these resistors. I got a 6-pack. It's like a $1.50 from where I got it. I bought two just in case, two 6-packs. These are the resistors that you need. You can find them at electrical supply stores. So as you can see, there's nothing here. Press this, doesn't do anything. Normally that trick works. So let's get right to it. First thing you want to do is take this off of each side. And swipe it out, do the same for. Then what you want to do is you want to grab this, pull that down. Make sure you don't clip those. Same for the other side. Just like that. And then just clip this down a little bit. You don't need to take it completely off. See, just like that. That way you can get underneath that ridge there. Pull that down and take that down. Sometimes there will be a screw underneath here that'll trip you up. I've already removed it previously. You don't really need to put it back in unless you're like that. And then just pull. Just like that. You want to be careful because these GM plastics like to break. Next thing you want to do is carefully take the dash out. Just this main bezel. You want to do this as carefully as possible since it's all one piece, and if you break it, that's another trip to the junkyard. And you want to make sure that the wheel is adjusted all the way down, like so. Do not use any prying tools right here. Your fingers should be just fine. Otherwise, you risk cracking. You want to have both your windows open. This is a great opportunity to clean this while it's out. Make it look nice and shiny. Close the glove box so the battery doesn't die. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts holding in the instrument cluster. You can use a Phillips or a 7mm or the American equivalent. Use a magnet to get the bolts when they're loose. Okay, once you get it pulled out, there's going to be a big main connector right there. Maybe another one in there, but you'll find out. And use like a pick or whatever you might need if it's giving you trouble. And just try not to break it. There's a plastic tab that you don't want to pull these out, but you want to push down on this. And the idea is, you see that little... that thing, yeah, that's the locking mechanism to it. So just pull and just wiggle like that. Don't mess with these two, otherwise you will risk ruining the wires. And now it's out. Alright, you flip it over, get all these tabs. Don't try to strong arm it either. I mean, it's GM plastic after all. And just get that thing up. If you got bigger fingers, you can use something like that, and then just go in there and twist. Now that that's off, we can get to the business of things. You will see these little circles right here and right here, and they have that little, come on, they have those little 2 tabs on each side. You want to take a flat head and gently pry it up. Don't be too harsh on it. Once you pry on each side, you can just take your hand like so and just lift up very gently. So on the vehicles with non-driver information center, as you can see right here, there are 2 missing out of the 4, but the ones with driver information center, you're going to have some right here. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm going to peel all those back, and I'm going to put new ones in that are right here. I'm just going to take a tiny screwdriver like that, like a flathead, and I'm just going to get under there and peel up the remaining ones. Make sure to take pictures if need be, so you can backtrack if you need to. Sometimes you could just take your finger, go in there, and it just comes right out. In my case, that's the case. Like, yeah, see, that one just came right off. I don't know if you can see that. So, yeah, that's the space you're going to be working with, as well as right here if you don't have direct. There's also another one right here. Come on, focus. Yeah, you want to make sure that when you put that one in, this one ain't ready yet, but you don't want it to be on the side of the bulb. You want it to be on the other side, if you see what I'm saying. So you don't want to orient it to where it's going to be like that. You want it to be like that. If you get one with long lines here, bend it first and then cut it. As you can see, you'll have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. These are good. Don't mess with them. Don't touch them. There's 5, 6, 7, 8. As you can see, you could bend it like that and then cut them short so you have more room to have this set at about 70. Get some good light. You want all the light you can get. So what I'm doing here is I'm bending them slightly inward. Come on, focus. Whatever, you see what I mean. And then I'm cutting them. Cut a little long at first, and then just work your way down. And then just kind of test fit each one. Go. Alright, so after a little bit of cutting, we got each one kind of sized up. Those 4 right there. And for the GS models, to make this work again, you got that one, which needs to be on this side, not that side. So how it's oriented like that, ideally you want it to be a little bit to the right so it doesn't interfere with that light. And then these 3 I'd throw on the side of caution. Around here there are 2 chips. I don't know what they do, but as you can see, that contact point right there is very close to those chips, so just be cautious. Don't work too fast and just take your time. So I got the first one done, just on the left side, and what I'm going to do is once that dries, I'm going to prop it upward so that it comes towards me, and then I'm going to do the other side and just work my way down just like that. So lay it down, do one side, push it back up, and so it's straight up and down, and then do the other side. So now that I've propped it up, I can do the side on the right. And just like that, I got the first one done. Now I got 7 more to go. So after you get it done, it should look like this. Just double check your connections. Just give it a thumb tap. And if there's any looseness, then go back and reevaluate. But yeah, that's how I did mine. So now it's time to do the other side. So you're gonna do that one last, these 3 first. Basically the same as the other side. Okay, now this side is done. Excuse my job, I probably didn't have the best solders, but yeah, this one was a little bit tricky because the first one was the one above and the second one was below, and it kept moving every time I tried to solder it. So get you one of these useful tools. It's called a solder sucker. You basically pump it down like that. And there's a little syringe in there that goes to this tip. So you heat it up with that, and then pop this, and it sucks it out, the old solder out, so you can resolder on a clean. Very useful. I would recommend it if you're doing this job because it saved me 3 times already. So yeah. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see if I screwed this up or made it work. Alright, and now they are brighter than ever. See, I can adjust the knob here. I got my driver center back, which I'm thankful for, because now I can know how much boost I'm making again. And then I got my odometer back along with my gear selections. So I'm very satisfied, I'm happy. Time to put everything back together and get this bad boy back on the road.